In the long pantheon of Star Trek, one of the main themes that threads the series together is the exploration of humanity. We see it throughout TOS as the half-Vulcan and half-human Spock debate the merits of humanity with Kirk and McCoy. We see it throughout TNG as Data, the android, endeavors to be more human and waxes philosophically throughout the series with members of the crew about this very topic from an android perspective. In DS9, we see Odo the Changeling grapple with what it means to be a, quote, solid. This is what his species refers to non-changeling life forms. With diverse alien characters in DS9, Odo is able to get a masterclass in the specifics of what makes humanity humanity. As in my opinion, the alien species in Star Trek are meant to be representations of the different facets of human beings. However, there is one character that stands out among the rest, and that is 7 of 9. How do you teach a human to be human? 7 of 9 was separated from the Borg collective and subsequently rescued by the crew of the USS Voyager. While this isn't the first time we see Borg rescued from the collective, 7 of 9's journey is different than that of Captain Picard. He was assimilated as an adult. 7 of 9, or Annika Hansen, her real name, was assimilated into the collective as a young child. By the time the Voyager crew crosses paths with her, she has been a drone most of her life. One of the constant early struggles with recreating 7 of 9's humanity is to teach her from the ground up how to be a human. Early on in her run on Voyager, she appeared just to be a carbon copy of Data in terms of her actions. Her wooden and stiff tone of voice and lack of emotional tone gave off strong robot vibes. However, it was the crew that began to reteach her what it means to be human. Her clashes with Captain Janeway underpin her lessons on what it means to be part of a crew and work together. While 7 is far more intelligent than most of the crew, she is constantly taught by Janeway that each crew member brings certain skills, and working together in this environment is the best way forward. Unlike the collective, where all beings are essentially equal aside from the Queen, this becomes one of the hardest lessons for 7 to grasp. It creates some of the best dialogue and character building in the series. Not only does she gain her humanity back from Janeway, she learns the more social side of humanity from characters such as Neelix and the EMH. Both are instrumental in teaching her about how to act in social settings and work with her on perfecting her social skills. Skills such as singing, interacting with children, as we see with Naomi Wildman, and even dating and romance. Even when we see her interact with Tuvok, he imparts many of the philosophical ideas of spirituality and humanity to her as he teaches her how to meditate and to learn to control her emotions as she steadily gains them back. As Voyager reaches its climax, we see 7 struggle with what it will be like to return to Earth and whether or not she will be accepted by Starfleet and the public at large. This is due to the stigma of the Borg, as they have established themselves as the Federation's #1 foe. This is where I deviate, in my opinion, of what Star Trek Picard did with 7 of 9's character. By the time we see her in Picard, she is an angry Fenris Ranger who has forsaken the Federation and Starfleet because of how they treated her after Voyager returned to Earth. I blatantly disagree with this storyline. There is no evidence that by the end of Voyager, Starfleet would shun her, and in my opinion, this was a writing tool to make 7 a victim of bigotry. This is an unnecessary direction for her character, and it set back her overall arc. By the current season of Picard, she is commander of the Titan A under Captain Shaw. She should have been in Starfleet all along and not an angry, embittered person hell-bent on isolation. New Star Trek has done a disservice to 7 of 9. By the end of Voyager, she had taken to heart the lessons taught to her by her friends and crew, and just to blow them away is a tragedy. The direction that 7 of 9 has gone in this current season of Picard is the direction that I think she should have gone the entire time. It appears by this season that she has taken the lessons that she learned on Voyager and applied them to being a commander on a starship. Now, she does step out of the bounds a little bit, but that's just a nature of her character. I don't think she's being malicious or rebellious. I think that's just who she is. Additionally, her relationship with Captain Picard plays a decision into the way she interacts with Captain Shaw. Thanks again for watching this episode of Trek 101 on Pros and Cons. And don't forget to tune in to Pros and Cons Thursdays about 9:15 Mountain Time, as my co-host and I, aka Bog, will be breaking down each episode of Picard Season 3.